Hey lovelies. All right, so I'm doing my shuffling now. Getting ready to set up for your pick a pile. Okay. 3 piles. Let's go with that. So I got 2 oracle decks, 2 tarot decks. Trying to debate if I am going to do 1 tarot deck for the pile and 1 to clarify the pile. I think that feels right. Bear with me. Pile 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna take my lights here. All right. So I want you to pick pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. Take as long as you need. Pause the video if you need some help deciding. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, pile 1, we have the 9 of Earth. We have the Strength card. And we have the Lovers. All right, so first things first, the major arcana of this pile, the Lovers card, is a Gemini energy. Could be significant for you. But what I'm seeing, first off, both of these very powerful beings on these cards here, right? Definitely giving feminine energy, but it's more about, I'm actually hearing Empress. It's more about like the grace, the style, the royalty vibe that each card is giving, okay? Things on your 9 of Earth, enjoying the fruits of your labor, hard work that's led to a luxurious life, buying yourself something special, happily and successfully self-employed, enjoying your solitude, right? So this is usually like the single and abundant card that I can provide for myself, that I am independent, that I am happy on my own, I am self-sufficient, okay? Strength card vibes, I'm strong. I have a strong tribe. I am supported. I am guided, right? But also, I am able to maintain myself in situations where other people might find difficulty. I am able to tame myself, to refrain from giving in to temptation. It is also possible that you have been feeling tempted, right? Because there will be a need for you to show strength in a situation because you have been feeling tempted in some way, shape, or form. So that could resonate for you, especially if it's in the form of a person, of a relationship, of a connection, a sexual connection, or the sexual aspect of a connection, okay? So it could just be that you are single, you are abundant, and it is intentional. That you are celibate, that you are refraining from relationship, that you are not moving forward in a connection just because you want sex, that you are waiting and holding back and standing in your power because you know what you deserve, because you want more, because you don't necessarily need a person, right? You don't necessarily need a person. You just may want a person to share your things with, to share your life with, to be in connection with, to have companionship, right? But it has to be something that is fulfilling. It has to be something that is meaningful. It has to be something that is reciprocated, okay? Clarifying that. All right, things I am now feeling the need to mention. Strength card being a Leo energy could be significant. Leo season could be significant. And we also have some earth sign energy here, which would be Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Could be significant, doesn't have to be. The next one of these coming up is Capricorn season, coming in December, okay, late December into January. So that time period could also resonate for you. Any advice for pile one? Advice for pile one. So we got the Nine of Cups, and I don't know why, but nines seem to be really significant right now in general. Like for the collective, maybe I've done some readings this week, today specifically, and the nines were really popping. So I don't know if that's a message for y'all, or if that's a message for me, or both, or what. But your advice comes up as the Nine of Cups, right? So this is kind of like, I would say, what do you wish for? Some sort of a wish fulfillment. I also get like goals. What are you trying to gain from a situation? What it is that you really want. So you should definitely be thinking about what it is that you really want, what it is that you really desire. I do feel like this person is given the impression of waiting for what it is they want. So not settling is really important for you right now, okay? Coming up as advice. The bottom of the deck card came out as the Magician. So it's like you already have what it is that you need. You already have what it is that you require, right? So you're not asking anything of anyone else that you yourself are not willing to give, to put forth, in terms of effort, in terms of what you bring to the table. I kind of hate that term, but it is what it is. What you provide, okay? So there's nothing else that you necessarily need to do to like call your person in, right? But this definitely feels like a manifestation. And so now that you've done the work, now that you've been refraining, now that you've made your promise, you've set your goals, you've been attaining those goals, it's kind of like you wait. You just wait and you have faith in spirit and God, in your way showers, your ancestors and your guides to kind of do what they said that they would do for you. Okay. All right, pile one. That is your reading. Let's leave those over there. Pile two. This is you. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Page of Wands. And we have the Five of Cups. All right, let's talk about this. So pile two, the Four of Wands, says so much to celebrate. Send gratitude to the divine and the angels for the peace and prosperity coming to you. It also says peace and contentment in your personal life. So the Four of Wands usually gives the celebratory energy, right? They're dancing, they're together. Sometimes this is a wedding or some sort of event, right? If you see the home in the back, fours are about stability. They're about home. They're about family, okay? Other things that this card is definitely reading is the fruitful, abundant energy that comes up with the flowers. So if you see like the railing here, is that some sort of like protection? Are we protecting our relationship? Are we protecting our family, protecting our home? Are we trying to keep people out, or are we trying to keep somebody in, right? Questions to be answered by you. It's going to mean something different for everybody, just things that I'm noticing, right? Also, the wands, right? Because we got two wands cards. Those fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but those are action-oriented suits. Those are people who are prepared to take action, who sometimes move and do things without thinking or considering others or how it will affect them in the long term. So it's possible that somebody ran off and got married and didn't really think about what they were going to do later on if things didn't work out. It could have something to do with a relationship. You could have bought a house, maybe feeling a little bit in over your head. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like a house where you're paying a mortgage. This could represent an apartment. It could represent a townhome. It could represent you moving in with somebody who was a roommate and, you're not necessarily getting along. Don't ask me where I'm coming up with these. It's just kind of coming to me. So anyway, the Page of Wands feels a little bit, I want to say make-believe, delusional aspects. Not really looking at the reality of the situation, a little childlike, a little childish, a little immature, maybe not prepared for the realities of the real world. Maybe thinking that you had it figured out and realizing that things are not exactly the way that you thought that they would be. For others of you, this Page of Wands is just a representation of communication, the action of communication, the action of needing to communicate, right? The unicorn, there's a unicorn and a dragon. So again, it's definitely giving like an aspect of a dreamer, of someone who is not dealing with the same sort of reality as maybe others around you. Like you operate from a different plane. You operate from the plane of I can create whatever it is that I want to. You don't feel those same limitations that other people might. So maybe you are kind of in your own little bubble. Maybe you've left someone out of that, or you've kicked someone out of that. Maybe there's some sort of regret for being a little bit delusional or not as realistic, right? Maybe you spend too much time in the 5D and not enough time in the 3D. More time in your head, in the spiritual realm, watching tarot readings, not really doing things in your present physical life. You've kind of been slacking a little bit, okay? Maybe you don't have enough to show for it. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough to show for it. I want to clarify this 5 of Cups. Excuse the noise if you can hear it. I got on headphones, but I am doing laundry, so it might be a little loud in the background. 5 of Cups is clarified with, all right, we have the 3 of Wands, right? This is usually like planning for the future, thinking ahead, looking ahead, again, setting goals. There's an aspect of this card for me that gives the need to let go of something in order to prepare for something else to come in, right? There's a releasing aspect that comes. There's also a sort of a yin-yang energy that's presented here in this particular version of the card, okay? And so that would be like balance, right? Also masculine, feminine energies, right, coming together to, again, balance, okay? So that could be significant or important. There's also a 3 here, okay? So third month, third day of the month, third parties, right? And third parties comes up kind of twice with the 3 of Swords that's at the bottom of the deck during the clarifying, okay? Heartbreak, disappointment, third party energy, person, place, or thing outside of a connection that directly affects the connection, okay? Listening to family and friends, having a side piece, you know, doesn't have to be that, but that is one of the meanings, right? Taking into account how things are going to affect other people more than you take into account how they're going to affect you. Worrying about the wrong people, helping the wrong people, accepting help from the wrong people. All things that can affect you directly, right? So there's all of this third party energy that kind of comes up when we're clarifying the regret, when we're clarifying the feeling left out, when we're clarifying the thinking back to a situation where there should have been fulfillment, but there wasn't for some reason, right? There's a lack, there was a loss. And sometimes we focus on that more than we should, or you focus on that more than you should. Okay, you spend a lot of time reminiscing on what could have been or what should have been. Spirit wants you out of that headspace. They want you to stop looking back. They want you to start looking forward. So I'm going to give you some advice. Advice for pile 2. It's almost the same energy as the advice from pile 1, but I'm going to just go ahead and tell you, you got the 6 of Wands, so you can overcome, you can be victorious. And it's going to be a situation where you're going to overcome so greatly that the people who betrayed you, the people who fell short, The people who left you feeling out in the cold, feeling lack, feeling lost, feeling alone, they're going to watch you move into your victory. They're going to be forced to watch you move into your victory. Okay? Bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune, baby, because it's changing for you. Things are changing. You're heading in a new direction. I don't want you to continue worrying about what was or what could have been, because what was supposed to be is exactly what happened, and what's going to happen is exactly how it's supposed to turn out. So do not worry. Those were lessons learned. If you dwell on the past, then you're stagnant in your present. Where does that leave you for your future? Don't worry about that. It's happened. It's over. It's done. You can move forward now. Especially if you felt like things were great, that things were so amazing at some point and you saw such great potential. Well, it didn't manifest in that particular situation, and that's okay. That's okay. What is to come is far greater than what you could imagine. Okay? That's kind of what this is giving. So I want you to take this 10 as a win into your new beginning, because that's where you're headed, into your new beginning. So the shift is upon you. So I'm going to move on to pile 3. All right, pile 3. We have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. 7 of Cups. The Emperor. All right, so this pile is each pile is a different vibe, and I'm liking that. I'm liking that. So let's start with the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups says romantic, flirtatious, introspective, fickle, falling in love, being swept off your feet, a sudden love affair, lack of abundance, a lack of balance in a relationship, not abundance, I'm sorry, a lack of balance in a relationship, situations or topics that make your heart flutter, a love of art and poetry. Beautiful energy. Very romantic, right? Very flirtatious. Very somebody's coming in. Somebody's got something to offer. Somebody's got something to give. Now, this could be something that's actually happening. This could be something that you're thinking about or wishing for. It could also be something that you're wanting to do for, with someone else, okay? The 7 of Cups is having many options, right? This person is like, who do I choose? What do I choose? What do I want to do? Everybody's got something for me. Everybody's offering something to me. There's all of these opportunities, but everything that's in those cups, right, isn't good. Everything isn't viable. Every option should not be chosen. You got to be careful. You got to be analytical. You got to be strategic, right? Speaking of strategy, we got the Emperor, right? The chess player, the strategist, right? Especially if we're talking about business, especially if we're talking about entrepreneurship, especially if we're talking about career, right? Doesn't have to be a man. Could be an Aries though. Could be some Aries energy. Could have something to do with the fact that you're gonna have to kind of jump out there and do something that you've never done. Kind of have to be a leader, right? This is some leadership qualities. Strong. I'm hearing observant, patient, but pessimistic. Why pessimistic? What do you doubt? Do you doubt yourself? Do you doubt the opportunities? Do you doubt the people presenting the opportunities? Is somebody trying to be a player? They're strategizing their game on how to get someone to fall in love with them, to how to end up in a relationship. There's definitely some energy here that definitely gives the vibe of suitors. Okay, it doesn't matter who the suitors are or what sex they are. Somebody could be looking like they're coming to save you on a white horse, just kind of looking for a fairy tale. But I see some sly, sneaky energy. So it's almost like you recognize who's coming in, who's not genuine, who's not sincere, who's playing games, who's just running game. Somebody could be offering, like they have a big house, they have a nice home. Somebody's got a lot of material success. Somebody offers to like pay more for things or give you money or send you like cash apps or whatever. There's a mask here, right? Not only is it a mask, it's like a jester mask. So somebody who's always not only hiding who they really are, but always putting on a show. Okay. There is an innocence about the little doggy here. So it's like somebody seems more innocent, more sweet, more demure, more low key, more quiet, more shy. And then somebody is possibly over eager to like give their heart and fall in love and be in love and be affectionate, and maybe that feels like too much. So you've got like opposite ends of the spectrum. And then somewhere in the middle is the person who's basically just right for you. Somebody who kind of falls in line with what you want, with who you are, with the things that you enjoy doing, the way you like to spend your time. There's somebody that you can just have kind of conversations and communication with, and things just flow easily and you don't really even have to try. And that feels really good. And that's the person that you could be seeing as the emperor. Male or female, doesn't matter. It's the person that you see yourself building something with. Like you can see long term with them. You can more so see a future with them than anybody else. Clarify the emperor. So this emperor may have already hurt you. Could be somebody from your past. It could be somebody who's already disappointed you in some way. This could also be that you're just afraid that this person is going to hurt you. It's definitely giving some past life energy, like a soulmate, like a twin flame, like a history, like I grew up with this person, like we went to school together, like our families have known each other for a really long time. There's some sort of aspect to this connection that says that this isn't new. So maybe you feel like you've known them forever, even though you just met them. And they just get you. You just get them. Y'all just get each other. That's important to you. That is what makes it feel comfortable. So then who's holding back and why? Is that because of the past hurt? Is that because of the past hurt? Did they do that? Or is that something that you're bringing in from another relationship, from another time, from some other disappointment that has nothing to do with this person? You see what I'm getting at? So if it's due to them, it's understandable. If it's not, then that's something that you've got to heal. Either way, it's something that you got to heal. But let's kind of place everything in its proper compartment here. Because I see stress, I see anxiety, I see worry, I see pain, I see strife, right? I see sleepless nights, depression. All of these sores, all of these fights, all of these battles, all of these ideas and thoughts and things that go on in your head. I guess my question for you is, are these real issues? Are these issues that you make up in your head? Do you make them worse than they need to be? Do you carry them over? Are you always thinking? Are you thinking critically? Are you just analyzing, or are you over analyzing? Do you take one thing and make it 10 things, and you break it up into tiny little pieces and beat yourself up over it and drag yourself through the mud and keep yourself from getting proper rest? Maybe it's easier to just be single. Maybe things feel better when you're alone and you're single and you don't have to depend on anybody else, because you know that you'll come through for you. Maybe you just feel like it's easier not to have to depend on anybody, right? And that's something that you struggle with. Just kind of remaining on your own. It's hard to trust. It's hard to trust somebody else with your feelings, with your emotions. I can understand that. There's communication that is coming in from this person. Okay. okay? Aquarius energy does come up here, but the healing has to be done. The healing has to be worked on. I feel like your person, if this is about your person, especially if you have a history with this person, I feel like they might be showing you signs of healing, of change, of being different, of having learned some things and having grown, and the possibility of you guys healing together or continuing on your healing journeys together. So even if this isn't necessarily a life partner, where you may be coming up in your connection is where you guys have some work to do side by side at this time. Okay, so don't think too much into it further than that. Just that if they're here, if they are around, if they've returned back into your space, any of those things that I've named before now, then it could just be that they're a part of your healing journey at this time, and don't look any further into it than that. Just see what it is that you can learn and grow from there. Okay? That is your reading. Thank you so much for watching. Love you. Bye.